Breaking news. Super rats to save the world one sniff at a time. In a twist that no one saw coming, except perhaps the rats themselves. The world's newest heroes in the fight against crime are none other than giant African pouched rats. Yes, you read that correctly. Rats. Not satisfied with their day jobs of rummaging through garbage and startling unsuspecting humans, these overachieving rodents are now taking on wildlife poachers and smugglers. Move over, Sherlock Holmes. There's a new detective in town, and he fits in your pocket. These whiskered warriors, previously famed for their landmine detection skills, because who better to trust with explosives than a creature known for chewing, are branching out. They're now being trained to sniff out smuggled rhino horns, elephant tusks, pangolin scales, and even those elusive tropical hardwoods that apparently everyone is after. It's only a matter of time before they start tackling tax evasion and solving cold cases. Existing screening tools are expensive and time-consuming, says Dr. Ratcliffe, leading scientist at the Association for the Promotion of Outsized Populations of Omnipotent Pouch Bearers, AOPO. What we need is a sleeker, furrier, and significantly more mischievous solution. Enter the rats with their tiny noses and even tinier detective hats. Optional but highly recommended. Their small size allows them to navigate tight spaces, like the inside of shipping containers or the hearts of those who thought they didn't like rodents. Their remarkable scent memory means they can differentiate between contraband and, say, your leftover sandwich. Training these super rats involves a reward-based system, which is a fancy way of saying they get treats for being good and don't get treats when they're too busy plotting world domination. Impressively, they've achieved accuracy rates that rival and perhaps surpass their canine counterparts. Plus, they work for peanuts. Literally. The next big step in this rodent revolution? Custom-made vests equipped with trigger balls. When a rat detects a target's scent, it pulls on the ball to alert inspectors. It's like a real-life game of fetch, only the dog has been replaced by a rat, and the stick is a signal that someone's about to get arrested. But why stop there? Given their burgeoning resumes, these rats could soon be taking over other industries. Need a sous chef who can slice vegetables with their teeth? Look no further. How about a motivational speaker who knows the value of persistence in finding cheese? They've got you covered. One of the most innovative aspects of this program is the rat team strategy. Instead of relying on a single rodent's nose, which might be distracted by, say, a piece of lint, multiple rats confirm the presence of illegal goods. Democracy in action. This method reduces false alarms and mitigates the impact of individual rat personalities on performance. Because, as we all know, some rats are just in it for the snacks. Critics, of course, have their concerns. What if they unionize? Muses one skeptical customs officer. Today, they're detecting contraband. Tomorrow, they're demanding healthcare benefits and better quality cheese. Interestingly, the study found that rats trained on single target odors were a bit perplexed when presented with mixtures. Unlike dogs, who apparently ace this sort of test, the rats responded with what can only be described as a collective shrug. However, when it came to detecting concealed mixtures, they excelled. It's as if they thought, hide and seek, now you're speaking my language. The rats also showed no significant novelty effect, which is scientific jargon for getting distracted by new and shiny things. Unlike some people who can't walk past a bakery without stopping, these rats stay focused on the mission. This is a major strength and suggests that they'll ignore the plethora of distractions they might encounter in the field, such as the alluring scent of a discarded pizza crust. Furthermore, the rats demonstrated excellent retention, even after months without encountering specific scents. They're like those people who can still recite the lyrics to a 90s pop song they haven't heard in years. Once learned, never forgotten. This rodent renaissance is set against the backdrop of the illegal wildlife trade, a nefarious industry worth up to $23 billion annually. The trade has decimated populations of endangered species, and traditional screening methods just aren't cutting it. Enter our tiny heroes, ready to snip their way to justice. Conservationists are ecstatic. This innovative approach promises to significantly enhance wildlife protection efforts, says an enthusiastic supporter who may or may not have a pet rat named Captain Whiskers. It's cost-efficient and let's be honest, adorable. Of course, the rats remained humble. When asked for a comment, one rat twitched his nose and resumed grooming his whiskers, a picture of modesty. But what does the future hold for these overachieving rodents? There's talk of expanding their training to include other crucial tasks. Perhaps they'll tackle climate change by sniffing out greenhouse gas emissions. Maybe they'll broker peace treaties in conflict zones, using their disarming charm and ability to squeeze through tight negotiations. You hear the name Zuck, some suggest they could revolutionize search and rescue operations. Imagine a fleet of rats locating survivors in disaster zones. They could be airdropped in tiny parachutes, landing gracefully before scurrying off to save the day. Skeptics might question the wisdom of relying so heavily on rats. Have we considered the implications? Asks a concerned citizen. What if they develop a taste for power? Today they're helping us, tomorrow they're running the place. But for now, the focus remains on the positive impact these rats can have. Their contributions could be monumental in the fight against illegal wildlife trafficking. And who knows, maybe their success will inspire other animals to step up. Ferrets fighting fraud? Parrots policing piracy? The possibilities are endless. As Isabelle Szott, a scientist at APOPO, aptly puts it, existing screening tools are expensive and time-extensive, and there is an urgent need to increase cargo screening. Indeed, if rats can help save endangered species and thwart criminals, perhaps it's time we reconsider our stance on these misunderstood mammals. In conclusion, while humanity grapples with complex problems and high-tech solutions, perhaps the answer has been scurrying under our feet all along. The giant African pouched rats are ready to serve, armed with nothing more than their noses, keen intellects, and an insatiable hunger for treats. So the next time you see a rat darting through the shadows, consider this. That could be a hero in training, poised to make the world a better place, one sniff at a time. And maybe, just maybe, we should all take a page out of their tiny playbook. Focus on the important things, ignore the distractions, and don't be afraid to get your paws dirty in pursuit of a greater good. After all, if a rat can change the world, what's stopping the rest of us?